Hey now, what's up everybody? We're gonna do some code katas. We have the chat now. Okay, let's go over to codewars.com. And if you don't know, code katas are little coding challenges. And they rank from easiest at 8Q down to hardest at 1Q. And the way I like to sort them is by, not oldest, by most completed. And we were doing them in order. Let's see if I can remember which one we were on. Square every digit, create phone number, we did that. Highest and lowest, we're on mumbling. Right. Okay, so let's do it. Let's go ahead and grab our title. CD over to kata. Let's code. .js. Open it up in VS Code. We already have some of it written out. We started working on it and then the stream started to lag. But so we have our accumulation here where we're going to build up our string. Then we're going to loop through our string. And if how do we want to do this? I know we could do like array.fill and we could fill it with a certain amount. We could base it on the index. Is there a way to do that with a string? Let's see. Add certain amounts of characters to string. JavaScript. Repeat character n times. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So could we do that? Does that work? We'll put that character dot repeat the index +1. Does that work? Let's see. We'll say accumulation. Oh, we'll go ahead and start Quokka. And we'll say accumulation plus equals s at index. That'll be our character dot repeat. And we'll repeat it index, the amount of times is index +1. Will that work? I don't think so. Let's return accumulation. Cool. It does, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So U should be repeated 11 times, right? Oh, when we want only the oh. Oh. Okay, so we actually want it to be, because we want the first letter to be capitalized, so we want to say so let's set the whole S equals we want to make the whole string lowercase from the get-go. And then we want to oh. Okay. And so then we want to we want it to be we want to append we'll say S at index dot two upper case, and then plus this, but not index. Now we'll just do index, and that should do it. And then we need to add in our dash like that. Oh, like that, like that. So that does it, right? Cool. I guess we could just put 2 lowercase right here, actually. Does that work? And not, we don't have to do this here. That still works. Cool. Alright. Let's submit it and see. Test it out. Ha! What's the problem? Oh, does the they look the same to me, so there must be a problem with the type. We need the whole thing to be a string. No, it is the whole thing is a string, right? Oh. GGLLNRXQEN. This one's. Oh. What are we missing? Something in the instructions? Expected. Returned. Oh. Oh. We need to slice the dash off at the end, of course. So let's say dot slice what do you do? accumulation dot length -1? No. Remove last character of string. What do we do? What do we do? Okay, 0, -1. Okay, cool. Right? And that will remove the last dash. Okay. So let's test it out again. With the fix, we need dot slice 0 -1. Let's test it again. Nice. Cool. Is it gonna submit? How did these people do it? They split it, they mapped it. Right. Oh, that's cool. Split it, they map over it. The element 2 uppercase plus element 2 lowercase, dot repeat. They repeat it the index amount of times, and they join it on a dash. That's what it looks like everybody did. Array, index +1. Cool. Alright, let's do another one. So that was mumbling. What's next? Shortest word. Simple. Given a string of words, return the length of the shortest word. String will never be empty. You do not need to account for different data types. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Grab our title. Let's code. Put our title in. Let's grab the Kata URL. Put that in. We'll also throw it in the chat if anybody wants to participate. And let's throw in some simple instructions. Here we go. Okay, so let's train. Let's bring in our function. And let's bring in our test. Let's change them to console.logs. And let's start up Quaka. All right, so we need to loop through the string and Or, I mean, maybe not loop through it. Whenever you put sort on an array of strings, does it sort them by length by default, or will it sort the character, like the character? Let's see here. Sorting array of strings. Will it sort them alphabetically? Let's just try it out, I guess. What is this, Java? Let's just try it out and see what it does. So let's say, let's let sorted equal s dot split. We want to split on the space, and we want to say dot sort, and let's be logging sorted just to see what we have, and let's just do it for one test. So it's sorting it alphabetically. Okay, so b dot length and a dot length. Okay. Cool. So, we'll throw a and b. Then we will say b dot length, get the length of b, and we'll subtract it from the a dot length. Does that work? Yep. And then we'll return we'll return the last element. And we could flip it, right? And then return the first element. Right? And we will return sorted at 0 dot length. We want to get the length of the first word. So work for that one, should work for this one. Yep. Cool. Right? Could we... Yeah, so we could just... Could we just return this whole thing? And then 0 dot length? Is that a thing? Yeah. Cool. So that's taken, it's gonna split the string at each word. It's gonna sort the words by their length. From shortest word to longest word. We'll take the first word since it's gonna be the shortest word and we return its length. Cool. Let's throw it into Code Wars and see if it works. Nice. We did it. Takes 30 years to submit the dang thing. Okay, it's submitted. So math.min, so let's see how other people solved it. Math.min.apply. So it finds the So you get the length of each word by mapping over it, and it returns the shortest word. Interesting. Okay. Cool. All right, let's do another one. X's and O's. Check to see if a string has the same amount of X's and O's. The method must return a Boolean and be case insensitive. The string can contain any character. So I know how we're going to do it. This case here, where if it doesn't have any X's or O's, it should return true. Oh, so, okay, I know how we're going to do it. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and grab our title. And then we will go ahead and put our slug in. Open it up in VS Code. Put in our title. Let's go back and grab the URL. Throw that in here. We'll also throw it in the chat. And then they'll grab some instructions. Throw that there. Let's bring in our function. And let's bring in our test. Then we'll start Quokka. Right now our function's returning undefined. It's good. So it's case insensitive. So right from the get-go, we can. So it doesn't matter if the X is capital, X or O is capital or lowercase, or uppercase or lowercase. So so if it doesn't matter, then let's just go ahead from the get-go and lowercase them all, just so we don't have to differentiate whenever we're looping through the string. Like that. Then we'll loop through the string, and we also want to have two variables here. We'll say const x equals 0, and const y equals 0. And then we'll loop through our string, and we'll store, if we come across an X, we'll store it in X. If we come across a Y, we'll store it in Y. I mean a O. X's and O's, not Y. Like that. So let's make our for loop. And I equals 0. Well, I is less than string.length. Then we will increment I plus plus. If when we come upon while we're looping through, if the letter at the index is equal to x, then we want x to plus equal 1. I'm gonna put this all on one line. If string at index is equal to z or o, then we'll say o plus equals 1. And we need to make these strings, I believe. And we'll turn these into lets. So, so then we'll say if, so if there's no, what was it? If there's no X's or O's, we return true, right? When there's no X's or O's, we return true. So we'll say if X is equal to O, or if, not 0, O, or if X is equal to O. Okay, so that'll just, so we don't need to check if they're 0. Because if they're both 0, then it'll return true. So then let's return true. Else we'll just return false. Right? I'm sure there's a better way to do this. Does anybody know a better way? This way's ugly. I know here we could say, we could have a ternary. We could say return if X is equal to O, then we want to return true, or else false. Get rid of that. We could turn this into a for each. And yeah. So that works. I'm sure there's a prettier way to do it. Does anybody know one? Yeah. Let's check out everybody else's answers. Let's see if it even works. Nice. Nice. Alright, did it submit? Finally. 400 years later. Cool. So, let's see what people did. So they just did string.match and they did make it case insensitive. So if x and x.length equals O and O, if they have a length and they're equal to each other, return true. Right, so we didn't need to explicitly return true. It'll return true by default. Or false. Yeah. All right, let's do another one. What are we on now? Descending order. Let's see what it's about. So we put the order in descending. We put the number in descending order from highest to lowest. That's easy. Let's do it. So we could do this one a couple different ways. Throw the URL in the chat. And let's bring in some simple instructions. Let's grab our function. Grab our test. Console.log, and then we'll start up Quokka. Okay, so what we want to do is we could do it with recursion and build up an array if the number is not we could start push the greatest number. So the next number in line is not how would we do that? Or start with this lowest number? I don't know, but one way to do it for sure is return n.split. We'll split it like that. Oh. To string split dot sort A B and then B minus A. So that does it. And then of course we would do dot join. And that would do it. And I think we need to make it a number like that. So that solves it. You could also do some sort of algorithm. I don't know what the algorithm would be. Like you could loop over all the numbers. Push. You could use recursion. Push the lowest number. If the next number is not, or you push the first number you come to, and if it's, and then you compare the next number to it. If it's less than, you put it in the array before it. If it's greater than, you put it in the array after. You just push it to the array. Should we try it that way? That's kind of cool. Let's try it. So, let's get rid of this. So let's let string array equal we want to split the number up, so we'll say n dot to string dot split, like so, and then we will we want a place to store our new array that we're going to build up, or string that we're going to build, array that we're going to build up. Let's sorted array equal that, and then we'll say we'll loop over our array, and we want to so what is sorted? So an empty array's length is 0, right? Right. Oh. Why is it saying 0 for all of them? Oh, not sorted array. Oh. Oh, right. Okay. I don't know what I was thinking there. Okay, so let's make our loop. I equals 0, while I is less than string array dot length I plus plus. So we'll say if sorted array dot length equals 0, then sorted array dot push string array at index. We'll push the first letter. Sorted array dot push string at index. So that'll push our string array at index. So that'll push the first number. So we'll say if string at index is greater than whatever the last index in sorted array is. Oh. Yeah, this could get more complicated than I thought. So, but I mean, so if so how do we get the last character in an array? It's a dot length minus 1, right? So we'll say if string at index is greater than and we need to turn these into numbers. Right? So we'll take in num and we'll return num. Right? So if string at index is greater than sorted array at sorted array dot length minus 1, and this is string array at index. Is this gonna work? Is this wrong? Is greater than, then we need to then we just push it. Right? No, this isn't gonna work. Oh yeah, it is. But we need to check if it's less than first, right? Okay, it's messing my head up for a second. Okay, so if the number we're at is less than the last index in sorted array, then we need to put it behind it. So say we just have one number in here. Our first number is 1. So then next number will be 2. If 2 is less than 1, then we put it before. If it's greater than 1, then we'll just push it. And then the next number will be 3. And we'll compare that against either 1 or 2. Okay, so that does work. So if string array is greater than this, then let's say sorted array dot push string array at index. If I guess then we could say if else, then or else slice it in at the index before, or splice it in. So let's just do an else. We will bring this down and this down. So then else, if it's not greater than, then it's going to be less than, and that means that we will pop it in before. If the number we were looking at here is 2, and we got a 1, Okay, or else we'll say sorted array dot splice. And how does splice work? You give it the index where you want it and the character that you want to put in there. Is that what it is? Let's say splice JavaScript. Splice method changes the contents of an array by removing or replacing existing elements. Cool. So, so where we want to put it in, what does it take? The start, okay. 0 for our delete count, our item we want to add. So we'll say our start will be, this could be wrong, but I think it's, we want to splice it in at sorted array.length minus 2. Right? And then our delete count will be 0, and the item we want to put in is string array at index. Is that right? And then at the end, let's return the sorted array. What did I do wrong? If sorted array.length is equal to 0, if nothing's in sorted array, then we're going to go ahead and push at index. So that'll be the first number. So that'll push a 1. If string array at index, the number we're at is greater than sorted array, this might be wrong. How to grab access last item in array. I think it is. I mean, I think I had it right. The length of the array minus 1. So if the number that we're looking at right here, that we're looping over, is greater than the last item in the array, then we'll go ahead and push the number because it's greater. So it'll go to the end of the array. Push puts it on the end of the array, right? Yeah. It appends it to the end of the array. I'm almost positive, right? to the end of the array. So if it's greater than, then we'll push it to the end of the array. Else, if it's not greater than, then we're gonna splice our sorted array get this. Are we putting it at the wrong? Is that at the wrong? We're in a pickle now. I mean, I don't think this will change anything, but what if we do this? This won't change anything, right? If it's less than, that got rid of the second why is this not working? That should work, right? Oh, what the fuck? So if we want to make it reverse, so we need to switch these. That's what it is, right? Is that what's going on here? No, that's not what's going on at all. It's the same as switching the symbols. Alright. Anyways, I don't know what happened. What's going on there? We'll go ahead and use this one. This one works. Let's test it. Let's attempt. Cool. Let's submit it. Let's see what other people did. Yep, same thing. See somebody use a for loop. Alright, cool. So we did a few of them. That was fun. Hope everybody has a great day. Thanks for watching. Peace.